Hey, good afternoon. Oh no, good morning, lovers. So good to be with you. Welcome to today's Cuppa with Katie. And I'm very, very inspired to share probably my most favorite manifesting tool when it comes to calling in your soulmate. And quite frankly, when it comes to calling in anything you desire, like this is key to the key to the key. And it's so much fun and it feels so good and so liberating. Okay, so what's not to love around that? So if you are ready to call in your soulmate, you are absolutely in the right place. And I'm going to share with you some very, very fun and exciting tips and tools. For a lot of you, this is going to be a reminder. You'll know this, but we forget, and we forget to do it on a very regular basis. We need to be doing what I'm going to share today all the time, and it raises our energetic vibration. I just did it on the weekend. So much fun. Already things are shifting for me as a result. And I'm not even calling in my soulmate. I got my soulmate. I did that. Tick. I'm calling in all sorts of other wonderful, exciting things. And what I'm sharing today helps no matter what it is you're calling in. So say hello. Oh, Gillian, what do you say? Hello from the bus. Yay for mobile data. Yay. So what do you think of my new backdrop? It's not really a new backdrop per se. It's just I don't really show this part of my office, but this is my office. This is some of my office, and I've had a little rejig, and that's part of what I want to talk about today. So say hello as you're arriving. Who's here? Who's here? And if you're on replay, type hashtag replay. If you have single girlfriends who you keep talking to saying, oh, so I know this coach and she helps women call in their soulmate and she teaches this and this and you should follow her. The easiest way to share this content with your single girlfriends is to share these lives. So I think if you're on Facebook right now, you can just share it to your people, right? So just please share it with your friends. Let's spread the love. Ksenia's here. Hello, darling. Good to see you. And who else is here? Ruth, good morning. Yeah, this is my office, Ruth. Yeah, it's like, okay, so it's really interesting. I'm really into, I don't like clutter. That's part of what we're going to be talking about today. I don't like clutter. I like things to be just so super organized, tidy, and so on. And behind me, it is super, super tidy. And there's a lot going on there, but I couldn't get rid of a lot of it because that's what's part of my library of books. It's artwork that I've created over the years. It's trinkets, it's memories of my mum. My mum used to collect pigs. And let me show you this. This is kind of fun while we're here. Why not? So my mum used to collect pigs. And this is one of her pigs. Isn't he lovely? Yeah, it's one of my mum's pigs. Now, I would never buy something like this, right? I don't even like lots of things on surfaces because it gets dusty and I can't bear it. This was my mama's, and pigs she thought brought good luck, and she just thought they were all just full of love. They made her happy, so she collected pigs. I've got a few pigs in here to remind me of my mama. I've got oracle cards, I've got candles, I've got angel wings everywhere. I've got all my things. This is like a shrine to Katie's life and everything that's special to her. I've got pictures of our wedding, our kids. It's all here. So, Facebook user, is that Sarah? Hello. Yes. Hi, Sarah. How you doing, darling? Yeah, I love having all my things around me. So as much as I'm all about decluttering and having clean, tidy surfaces, I also like to be surrounded by things that bring me joy, that bring me happy memories, that are bright and colorful and artistic. And yeah, that's all that good stuff. So that is my office, part of my office. So what are we talking about today? You're all dying to know. You're probably getting an idea. Decluttering. Today we're talking about decluttering. Some of you are like, yawn. Heard it before, hate decluttering. But if we don't constantly declutter our lives, we cannot receive what we desire. We have to, there's lovely sunshine coming in now. Yay. Oh, now it's going to go behind a cloud. We cannot call in and receive what we desire if we've got energetic clutter. And that can look like lots of things. So a lot of the work I'm doing with women is about decluttering mindset, decluttering the brain, decluttering the mind, decluttering our thoughts, our memories. A lot of it's about decluttering our feelings, our emotional baggage, our emotional pain. That's all blocks to calling in what you desire. But today I want to talk about decluttering your physical space, decluttering your home, and just your life in general. So can we talk about that quickly? And anyone watching who knows what I'm talking about, who's done this before, let me know. Don't forget to share this with your single girlfriends. They need to know this. Because what we need to do, and I did this when I was calling in James, like, as well as doing the deep inner work, the emotional healing, the mindset stuff, I was constantly making sure that my environment was ready for a man, that my life was ready for a man. When I met my guy, I wanted to be proud of my house. I wanted to invite him in and be able to show my home as being a true reflection of me. So while I wasn't living in the dream house, I had a really lovely little cottage in the countryside. We had chickens, and I had some work done to it to make it really quite cozy and lovely. And I was so proud of my home. And so this isn't about again, please, can we just drop perfection? It's not about having the dream home in this example, but it is about feeling proud of the home that you're in. So how could you create and make a home that feels really, really good for you, that feels high vibe, that feels nurturing, that feels nourishing, that you are proud to bring somebody into and say, this is me in my life. This is how I live. If there's anything about the space that you live in that you're not proud of, that you're not comfortable with, do something about it. When he says, I'd like to come over to your house and cook you dinner, which is what happened on my third date with James, he was like, I'd like to come cook you dinner. That was an easy yes for me. My house was ready. It was ready for a man to come in and cook me dinner. I'm constantly wiping my face when I go on lives. I swear I think it's cat hair. She hasn't left me alone today. In fact, I'm probably covered in cat hair. She's been all over me. She's been pocket dialing people while I've been trying to listen to voice notes. So when James said, for our third date, I'd like to come and cook you dinner, it was an easy yes. My house was ready. I was proud of it. It was clean. It was tidy. It was organized. They're important things to me. Now, that might not be important to you, so that's okay. But whatever is important to you, have that be reflected in your home. Ruth saying, I've done some, still some more decluttering to do. Yeah, get on it. I'm going to share some decluttering that I did over the weekend and how that had an instant success happen. Hold on one second. Ksenia's saying, I did the challenge twice and love it. Going to be there my third time, and I have shared it with my single girlfriends. Yes, so you're going to do the challenge for the third time. That's awesome, Ksenia. Yeah, so anybody who's going to be doing my next Meet Your Soulmate challenge, we start on the 1st of November. What I'm sharing with you today, we don't really talk about this in the challenge, but this is really, really powerful pre-prep work to really get the most out of the challenge. Sarah's saying decluttering is exactly one of the things I had decided to do during my time off from work. Yes, it's so important. Get in the loft. Get rid of all that shit that you don't need anymore. Get out into the shed. Get rid of all the shit you don't need anymore. Take stuff to charity shops. Bring in a cleaner if you need to. Maybe you've been wanting to up-level your life and get a cleaner in. Now's the time to book that person in, even if it's once a month before you get to once a week, twice a week, 5 days a week, whatever it is that you think you need. That's what I did. I started off small. Now I have a cleaner come in every week. But you got to be where you're at with that. And having I had a cleaner help me prepare my house for my man to come in. That was a big part of it. So what else could you be decluttering? And by the way, as I'm sharing ideas, I'm going to share a bunch of stuff that I did. And then I want you to, as I'm sharing, share what you do. Like, what have you done where you've had instant success in decluttering? And share your ideas. Because the reason we need to do this is, remember, everything is energy. Yeah, everything is energy. So you need to create space in your life and in your home. You need to create space in your calendar. You need to create space for this brand new, wonderfully exciting energy to come in. Your man, the guy you're calling in, and by the way, if you're calling in a girl, that's okay too. Obviously, this is who I'm speaking to predominantly, as women who are calling in a guy. This amazing person that you want to spend your life with is a big energy and takes up space. And that's wonderful. And you got to have the space to receive them. Yeah. So let's look at your diary. Do you actually have room in your diary for dating? Or are you one of those people? I've got lots of friends like this. This isn't me. I'm not a social butterfly. I'm not antisocial, but I'm not a social butterfly. So when people say to me, oh, when can you do dinner? I'm like, I'm pretty available. Like, let me know. But I have friends, if I say, let's go for dinner, when can you do? And then I get the calendar out and like, oh, in 4 months' time, I can do the last Saturday of the month. You know? And that's wonderful. If you're desiring to go on dates, though, and your calendar is stacked, if there is no room for a lunchtime coffee or an early evening drink or a midweek or a Saturday evening dinner, how's he going to fit in? You have to create the space now. And it's really then nice to, every time you look at your calendar, you can see space for, I don't know what feels good for you. Maybe Friday lunchtimes are just blocked me time. And or you could even put in date with hot guy. But every Friday is a repeat. Again, it's your calendar. You work it out for yourself. An idea would be every Friday as a repeat, hot date on a Friday lunchtime. On a Saturday night, hot date, put it in there, create space for it. When it comes to that time, if the hot date hasn't arrived, fill it with a hot date with yourself. Do something with a girlfriend. Treat yourself in that time. Don't replace that time with work or, oh, the date didn't happen again, so I'll just go get stuff done. I'll go do some more on my to-do list. No, use the time for you to raise your vibration, to feel good, to take yourself out on that hot date. Maybe to do some of this decluttering. Do the work that you need to do to prepare for him to come in. Use that time to prepare yourself, mind, body, emotions. Prepare on all levels. Maybe you're coaching with me and you haven't finished a module of the Daring and Mighty Love program we're doing together. So use that date time to do your own inner work. But block it out. Create space for him to come in. Okay, that's the first thing. And actually on that, let me just share what I did this weekend. And please, as I'm sharing, share your tips. Where do you declutter in your life and how has it had a powerful effect? Where have you had success and instant kind of miraculous manifesting happening? Let me know in the comments. And if you're on replay, do hashtag replay and share with me. I'll still be reading them. So this weekend, well, actually last week, I had this overwhelming it was a proper like download from source. It was, you have to change up the energy in your office. And I got this like bee in my bonnet. I was like, I have to change up the energy in my office. It's just wrong. I felt stifled. I felt tight. I felt compressed. I wanted to feel expansive and light and open and available. I felt boxed in. And interestingly, the way my office was set out had the room look really, really small and did have me quite boxed in, really. I didn't realize it until I did. The way I've laid it all out now, there's so much space. We're like, oh my God, that's a huge room. We didn't realize how big this room was. And so we moved all the furniture around. And then we went to move my filing cabinet, which is the one like right in the very corner there. We moved it from one side of the room to that side of the room. It's really freaking heavy, so heavy. Even when you take all the files out, it's heavy. So we took taking the files out, and I noticed that they were stacked. There was no room in this filing cabinet for anything else. It was chock-a-block. And in there, I had, in one of the drawers was all my client files. And it's locked with a key, so no one else has access to it. But my client files, so every private client I work with, I make notes and I keep their feedback forms and all the notes they submit to me. They're all in their own private files. I had those dating back to 2015. That's a lot of clients. There's a lot of beautiful women's stories in there. A lot. I mean, energetically, the stuff of all of these women's lives that was in that drawer was immense. And there's literally no room for new files. So how was I'm about to launch, I go back to the 5-day challenge. I'm about to, I'm obviously going to be launching something new off the back of that. I'm calling in new clients. I'm calling in amazing new women to work with, to support them in calling in their soulmate love. I didn't have room in my filing cabinet for these beautiful women. Literally no room. And I was gobsmacked. And I thought, I know why I've held on to the files. I've held on to them because I love these women dearly, every single one of them. And I went through as I was taking them out, like, oh my gosh, I remember her story. Oh my goodness, I found the notes of my first ever client from before 2015. I'd held on to it because it was so precious to me. It was such an important turn point in my life, and I didn't want to let it go. But I realized if I don't let this go, I can't receive in new, fresh, beautiful energy. So I've had to say goodbye. And so it's all in a pile, it's ready, and I'm going to do a proper ceremonial ritual burning of all of these notes. I also found, because I want to give gratitude and love and like proper honoring of the relationship I've had with these women, every single one. Most of them are still in my life. Some of them aren't. They've just kind of gone on and do their own thing. I still have a special place in my heart for every single one of them. So I need to honor that, and I want to honor that. There was also accounting going back to 2015. 2015 was the year for some reason. Went all the way back to then. I had a drawer full of receipts and documentation you're meant to hold on to for 5 years when you do your annual tax returns. It was all still there. I don't need it anymore. That's all gone to be burned because we're creating space for more fresh, abundant money and cash flow to come in. There is now room for it. And you can be doing this too. So if you're calling in a guy and you've still got in boxes in your house or hidden under the bed or in drawers, old love letters or gifts from him or them, plural, photographs, if you've got stuff, clothing, if you've got stuff that was a gift from an old relationship, you might want to consider letting it go. Like, do you really need it anymore? Like, I am such a nostalgic person. I have, and I couldn't get rid of it. I mean, I've got boxes of stuff, letters between my mom and I, between my grandparents who have all passed on, every love letter and note and card from James, from my son, all his old school stuff. I'm not ready to get rid of any of that. There's a special place in my heart for that. And there are a few little pieces, 1 or 2 items from past relationships that I cannot let go of because I still have a place in my heart for those people. But when I was calling in James, I burnt and got rid of 99% of it. Literally, genuinely 99% of it. I had to sit in front of an open fire and burn love letters and notes from ex-boyfriends. It broke my heart, and it was the most immensely clearing experience. I was able to give love and thanks to these men as I did the burning. I could let go of anger. I could let go of any past, like, bitterness, sadness, regret. I could let it all go as I burnt it and set it free. It created energetic space for me to be available for my new man to come in. So what happened for me, I'm going to give you much more examples on decluttering that you can do in a second. But what happened for me, so I did the massive clear out of all my client files and accounting files on Sunday afternoon. On Monday morning, I won't tell you the whole story, but in a nutshell, on Monday morning, I had voice notes from a coach that I have been desiring to work with. And because of a miscommunication between us, this coach reached out to me and has offered me a couple of deep dive intensive coaching sessions. It's very valuable, like very valuable. And it's been offered to me completely free of charge. And I'm sure it will lead to us working together where I do pay for the service. However, what an amazing gift. And I have the space to receive it. And like, there's something about the new energy in my office that has me, I've cleared something out. I'm available to receive next level. And this person is going to spend time with me strategizing around my business and visions and goals around my business and what I'm wanting to create and helping me to put that into place. And I need that help. And the universe has just swooped in and said, thank you for taking action, Katie. Thank you for creating space so that we can give you what you desire. Boom. The next morning, I mean, like 12 hours hadn't even passed by yet before that happens. So when we're decluttering, we're manifesting, we are working in the realms of the miraculous. Please know that. We're not just throwing shit out. We're moving energy. The universe has eyes and ears. And when you take practical action on creating space for your desires to come in, the universe notices and starts realigning and shifting around you to support you. Now, that support might not always look like the support you want. I had a client recently who was offered a redundancy, and her first response to that was, God's not listening to me. I keep asking for help with XYZ and I'm getting nothing, and now I've been made redundant. She now knows that that was God's way of freeing up her time and space and supporting her financially within that time and space to move on to something bigger and better, which was her desire. It just didn't come in the way she had expected or hoped it to come in. Now she's seeing what a freaking gift it was, right? So when we declutter, just know that the way life, God, the universe will support you might not in the first instance appear to be what you'd hoped. So it's really important to release any level of attachment and expectation to how you think it should go down. Yeah? Let me just read a couple of notes. Ksenia's saying, I will put in my diary instead only swing. I will write hot date swing dance. Okay, so you've got swing in your diary. Now you're going to put hot date swing dance. Awesome. I love that. Yeah, take your date. Swing dance. Oh, excuse me, I lost my voice. Take your date swing dancing. What a brilliant idea. And Helen is saying, loving the new look office. Yay. Yeah, it's not that new. It's just you couldn't see it, and it's all like rejigged and reorganized, but it feels so good when I come in here now. I was walking into my office. I was actually thinking, I need to go away. I was thinking I need to go and hire an Airbnb somewhere to get some work done because I need a bigger, expansive, creative space. I've been searching on Airbnbs to just go away for some time to get into a creative, expansive space so I can do the thinking and feeling that I want to do. I don't need to now. I walk into my office and I'm literally walking, I'm like, there's so much space in here. It's great. And I feel so good. And I've got all my things. I don't have to pack it all in a suitcase to take it somewhere. It's wonderful. So I've written some notes. I'm going to give you tons of ideas now of what you can be doing to declutter and create space for him to come in, to create time for him to come in. And also this stuff it's all about setting you up to feel your best self when he arrives. Yeah, you want to be looking your best self, feeling your best self, having your best clothes on, your best underwear on, you know, anyway, let me give you a bunch of examples. It'll all make sense. Okay. So we talked about getting rid of old love letters, old gifts from exes. You've got to declutter your bedside table. What's in your bedside table? Get rid of that shit. Create a bedside table for him. I did this. In fact, when I was single, I noticed I had a crappy old bedside table. It was really, really crappy. It came from, I bought it from a secondhand shop. It served its purpose for a long time. But when I first left my son's father, I had no money, like literally no money. And I had no furniture. I had nothing. Okay, so I started from scratch. So I needed a few bits and bobs, and I bought stuff from a secondhand furniture store locally. So this little bedside table probably cost me a tenner. And I was like, it's not high vibe. It reminds me of really tough time in my life. Every time I look at it, I feel poor and I feel broke. I feel heartbroken. I feel destitute, you know, like low vibe stuff. So it had to go. And I bought 2 lovely new bedside tables. I moved my bed so that I could have a bedside table on either side because I had my bed pushed up against the wall with one bedside table. If a guy came, he couldn't get into the bed and he didn't have his own bedside table. So I had to create that space. I created space in the wardrobe for him. I created space in a drawer for him. So when he arrived and he stayed over, there was room. I didn't have loads of crap in my wardrobe and my drawers taking up space. There was room for him. I also went out and bought really beautiful luxury bathroom products for a man. So I bought this gorgeous like shaving gel and face cream and this lovely, I don't know, some kind of organic yummy deodorant, and all for a man. And I put it in his bedside table. I did. I bought new sheets for my bed, so raise the vibration of the bed. What else did I do? Let's see. Yes, I bought new underwear. I actually just bought new underwear last week as well. So I've got my new underwear on now. I'm constantly doing that because underwear shrinks, it loses elasticity, it loses color. And every time you put it on, it either makes you feel high vibe or low vibe, you know, goddess, or I don't know, what's the opposite of goddess? So yeah, new underwear was really important. Oh yeah, I made space in my calendar for him to come in. I sorted out my makeup bag. It was just a mess, you know, just shitty, old, crappy makeup, old stuff, broken stuff. I chucked out all the old stuff, replaced it with new stuff, organized it, bought a nice new makeup bag because they get really filthy after a while, don't they? Little things like that make a huge difference energetically on how you feel and what you say you are worth. It's a real reflection of your own value and worth. The underwear you put on, the organization and cleanliness of your home, the organization of your makeup bag, the organization of your handbag, your purse. It all is a reflection back to you of what you believe you are worth. And if you, I mean, I did it was many months ago. I'm pretty sure I shared it here. I bought a new wallet because I realized I had this ridiculous little purse, and it was like every time I was trying to find a credit card, everything was spilling out on the floor. It was so low vibe. And every time I got my purse out, I was like, ugh. I felt low vibe. I felt ashamed. I felt embarrassed by my purse. We don't want to feel like that. Every time I looked at it, I was basically telling myself, you aren't worth having a beautiful purse to put your money and your credit cards in. Like, these little things, when we shift them, make a massive difference on our self-confidence, our self-esteem, you know? Before I share more, let me look at the comments and let me have some coffee. Hold on. Helen saying, love that. I'm currently decorating my lounge, but I've been thinking about revamping my office. So you're inspiring me. Next project. Yeah, do it. Do it. It's so good. It's so good. And I actually thought when I had the guidance to to change up the energy in my office. Actually, what I thought I had to do was get rid of all of this stuff. So all that stuff there, I thought that all needed to go and become a clean white surface. You know, like in the magazines, those beautiful, perfect, clean white surfaces. But when I came to it, I started, sometimes you've got to begin the action to then be shown the next step. You just kind of start with something to be shown the next step. So the first thing we did was move my desk. I got my stepson and husband to move the furniture for me because my back doesn't like doing that. So the first thing we did was move my desk, and then we realized we needed to move the filing cabinet, and then we realized we couldn't move the filing cabinet because it's too heavy. And then I realized, and so the clearing began. And once I'd cleared out the filing cabinet, which took a good 2 or 3 hours, by the way, there was so much in there. And once I reorganized everything, suddenly all of this didn't feel like clutter anymore. It felt really soul nourishing and yummy to have it's like this is my nest. It really holds me safe, and it's a real reflection of who I am. And that suddenly felt really, really important. And the room could hold the energy of that without it feeling like clutter, because there's so much space and light in here now because of the movements that we've done. So, hold on, what's Kellyanne saying? I bought new undies recently too, but really need to sort the whole house. We'll make lists and create time. Yes. And Kellyanne, because I know a little bit of what's going on for you. Not really. I need to get you on a coaching call. But there's something about like sorting the whole house. Like if you're moving through emotional stuff, you know, I'm a big fan of emotional expression and just getting those emotions out. Using your body physically to reorganize your house, to tidy up, to throw stuff out, get a skip in if needed, you know, whatever it is, but using your body to get really physical and hot and sweaty while you do it, you can use the action of that energy to use with intention, release emotion. Like choose what you're letting go of. What are you saying no more to? As you throw something out, have it be symbolic. What are you saying no more to? No, thank you. I do not want that in my life anymore. Drawing a line under it, you know, crunch it up, smash it to bits, tear it up, burn it, whatever. But bye-bye, old energy. I'm calling in the new. Yeah, we've got a beautiful, we've got a full moon coming. Now, when is that? Very, very soon, right? Who knows? Anyone know when the next full moon is? It's very soon. This all works around that, doesn't it? So use the moon. What? It's tonight? Of course it's tonight. So let me think. So the full moon is, so the new moon is about what you're calling in, and the full moon is about what you're letting go of. How perfect. How perfect. What's that? I love that. Thinking about what you're saying no to. I'm going to use that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Wendy's here. Hi, honey. Yeah, just logged in. Have to watch from the start. Great. Yeah, watch from the start. Lots of juiciness here. Yeah, full moon tonight. So what are we letting go of, ladies? We're talking about decluttering. Oh, I love how guided my sessions are. I was going to answer someone's specific question on dating today, but this came through really loud and strong to share. So of course it did. Let's have a look. What's this? It's the Hunter's Moon or Waxing Giver's Moon. That's right. Finalizing my project. Finalizing any project moon. I've already written my letter. Yes, I love that. That's so good. So good. All right, let's go back to some more ideas. I think I've shared about hiring a cleaner. Oh, right. So this isn't so much about this example isn't so much about decluttering as it is. I actually bought something into my space, but it was about me helping me to prepare to be ready for the energy of a man in my space. So when I met James, I was living in this very sweet little cottage in the countryside with my chickens. And my bedroom while it was lovely, it was very small. And I thought, well, the whole house, it was small. And I felt there's no room for a man in here. And I wanted a big, tall man. I was like, there's no room for a man in here. And I couldn't even imagine a man being in that space. Just felt really strange. I was just so, I mean, it'd been 8 years. It had been just my little boy and me. So long story short, I was gifted a cardboard cutout of Bradley Cooper. You know, one of those like it was the actual shape and size of him. So it was his height, and it was Bradley Cooper. And I quite liked Bradley Cooper, still do. Any other Bradley Cooper fans here? And so I decided to put this life-size cutout of Bradley Cooper in my bedroom. So he stood in the corner of my bedroom. My son and I used to joke, and we still do now. We used to joke that we call him Brad, the stand-in dad. And he would be like, "Mom, why have you got Bradley Cooper in the corner of your bedroom?" I said, "Because I'm getting used to the energy of a man in my space." He knew, right? Athena's here. Hello, honey. Good to see you. And Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Mwah. We're going for a dog walk tomorrow, I hope. And Emma. Oh, was that you, Emma, talking about the hunter's moon? Good to see you, darling. Glad you're here. Wendy saying that would scare me every time I woke up. At first, it did. But I had to get used to that presence. And in the mornings, it's kind of embarrassing, but I know I've shared this before. I used to give him a kiss on the cheek and say, "Good morning, darling." I mean, I know that's crazy, but it made me feel silly and lighthearted. And we got to bring a bit of lightheartedness and silliness to this whole dating malarkey, don't we? Because otherwise it gets too heavy. We got to bring some fun and silliness to it. Yes, to the dog walk. Yay, can't wait, Lisa. Right, back to my ideas. Let me think. Oh my God, I could go on and on and on and on. So we talked about the wardrobe. Okay, so then there's stuff that might need handling in your life. Like, this is another part of decluttering. So you don't want to feel energetically weighed down by the things that you know you need to do. For example, book appointments. Like, if you've been putting off seeing the doctor or the dentist or your OBGYN or your optometrist or your accountant or your acupuncturist or your chiropractor, like all this stuff, book it in. If you keep saying, "I really must go do that," book it in. Take care of it. Sort yourself out. Some of the really very powerful clearing and healing work I'm doing with a couple of my clients at the moment is supporting them in things like going to see the doctor. Things they've been putting off for a long time that's taking up a lot of energetic space, that's causing them a lot of worry and a lot of emotional upset. The fear of going and seeing the expert, getting the information and advice and taking that action was really holding them back in dating. Remember, please, everything is energy. So if there's something as big as, "I'm worried about an aspect of my health, but I'm too nervous to go see a doctor," that is taking up so much energy. You need that energy to be able to date, to put yourself out there. It takes a lot to put yourself out there. You need the fullness of your energy. You need to feel like you're confident in your personal life to be able to then take that to meet somebody else. Have your own back, take care of yourself, look after yourself. It's really, really important. Do you have any letters or emails that you need to write and send? Do you have any clearing conversations that you need to prepare for and have? Or letters, angry letters that you need to write and then burn? All of this stuff, while it's not getting done, while you're not taking action, it's taking up energetic space. You're feeling perhaps uncertain, perhaps lacking confidence. You're worrying. And that's an energy that is not going to support you to go out and date with confidence, to feel your best self, to feel like you are your own best friend first and foremost before you call someone else in. The person you're calling in will feel your energy. When you feel like I am worthy of taking care of myself, I value myself enough to book the doctor's appointment, to have that conversation, to buy a new wallet, whatever it is. What that says to you is felt by others. Okay. This is the other thing I've been called to do as well. So medical insurance, life insurance, house insurance, your will. So I have a draft of my updated will sat on my desktop right now that I have to approve today. I had that conversation on Monday, right off the back of the big clearing. So I'm getting all of those things in place right now, because I know that when James and I are doing some investments together at the minute, that's actually over there to be looked at right now. It's like we're getting our ducks in a row. And when our ducks are in a row, like when I feel like my insurances, my will, my money, my investments are sorted, I feel confident. I feel safe. I've taken care of myself. I know that no matter what happens, my family are taken care of. It feels good. Now, I did all of that just before meeting James as well. So when I turned 40, so that was about 2.5 years before meeting him, part of my preparation for having him come in was to have myself feel confident and safe. So I got life insurance. I got insurance if I couldn't work, because no one else was taking care of me financially. So I needed to put these insurances in place. And for my son, I had a will drawn up. Yeah. So it's interesting. The guy that does my will, when we spoke on Monday, we reflected. The first time we spoke was, a couple of years before I met James. And we reflected that, yeah, last time we spoke, you were single, Katie, and living in a little cottage. And now you've just finished renovating a house with your husband. Like, your life has changed. I need a new will. I think I have covered a lot. Oh, your email inbox. Clear that shit out. Okay, sort that out. That needs sorting. We all need to clear out our email inbox. Does anybody here have a beautifully organized, perfectly organized inbox? Mine's pretty good. It still needs another clear through. I clear it out regularly. Yeah, home completion projects. I think, who was it? I think it was Helen. Yes, you're doing your lounge at the moment. What could you do around the house? What needs doing? Do you need a door fixing? Is there a leaky tap? You need to get someone else in to fix that for you. What is taking up space and time in your head? Declutter. Let it go. When he arrives, all you want to be thinking about is him and the gorgeous outfit that you're going to put on for your first date. All you want to think about is that. You don't want all this other life clutter. Yeah. And you definitely don't want to have a voice in your head saying you're not worth it because of what's being reflected back to you in your life, all the things that aren't organized and aren't sorted. Okay, so Sarah's saying, I have over 25,000 emails in my inbox. You don't. You do not have 20. You don't. Please tell me that's a joke. Is that an exaggeration? Emma's saying inbox is about the only thing that's sorted. Brilliant. Love it. Yay. Emma, you win the gold star for that then. Sarah, please tell me that's not true. I actually do. Okay. All right. I'm going to have a word with you about that. That's not okay. You know what you could do? You could just delete it all. I've done that before. I just deleted everything and trusted that if someone really needed something from me, they'll send me a reminder. And then that'll be the important next thing to do. It's very liberating. Because trust me, if something's urgent and someone's waiting on something from you, they'll send you a reminder. They might be a bit shitty with you, but at least you don't have 25,000 emails in your inbox. Ruth's saying I had 15,000 emails a few months ago. Now about 1,000. When I say my inbox is full, I'm going to look right now. Hold on. Let me look. I've got in my main inbox, how many does it tell me at the top? Okay, so I've got 122 messages right now. Now that is out of control for me. A lot of that is spam that I just need to delete. But for me, that's actually too much. I need to get organized. 1,000, Ruth, sort that out. Helen has 4,699 unread emails. Ladies, what are we doing? Delete, create space. Okay, and I have to, what's the time? I've got to finish up, but that's just reminded me of something really, really, really crucial and important. It was kind of an exciting story too. But so when I was dating, and I remember, some of you know, I used to travel around the world a lot, going to events where I thought my guy would hang out. And I met some really lovely guys. And a couple of them, little did I know, were interested in me. And they'd sent me messages. Now, I think both of these, well, one of them might have been on WhatsApp. I don't know, but maybe they were both on Facebook, but let's say they were both Facebook messages. But we weren't maybe connected as friends, or somehow these messages went into a spam folder or a junk folder. I never saw them because I wasn't organized with my inboxes, and I didn't understand how it all worked out. And so a couple of them reached out to me. One flew to the UK and wanted to meet up with me. And had he got in touch with me, I would have gone, and who knows what would have happened. Same with another person. But interestingly, it was beautiful because it wasn't meant to be. And I was meant to meet James. So actually it was almost like the universe was blocking them to getting to me. But on the flip side, if it was someone that I would have really liked to have heard from, and they were trying to message me, but I was too disorganized in my communication systems to receive their messages. So you might have an email from someone that's, I don't know, but you're missing it because you've got 5,000 other emails taking up your headspace. It's getting lost, or it's in a junk folder somewhere, and you don't notice that because you don't check in and clear out your junk folder regularly, which I do every single day, by the way. Gold star to me. Helen saying that's only my Gmail. Oh my God. Kellyanne, email is the only thing I'm on top of. Yay, gold star to you too, Kellyanne. Yay, us. All right, my darlings, I should go. I have a 5-day challenge to plan. So those of you who aren't already signed up, please do come sign up. The Meet Your Soulmate challenge starts on the 1st of November. That's like a week and a half away. It's going to be awesome. A bunch of women have already signed up. There's a whole bunch of repeat people coming. So obviously this stuff is powerful and works because women are coming back 3 and 4 times in a row. Gina, hello. I feel like I need to get rid of debt before I call him in. Or is that me procrastinating or not feeling worthy? Or does that sound legitimate? Oh, that's such a big one. I totally hear you. That was a big pick. Well, I wasn't in debt, but I felt like I needed to be. It wasn't debt so much as I thought I should be further ahead financially. But there's kind of the same thing. It's you're going to have to find a way of working on your debt, like coming up with a debt management plan while dating. You can do both. The debt management plan may bring you the confidence. Let me just look at your message again. May bring you the confidence and certainty that you need to know that it's handled. You have a plan. It's your empowered masculine taking care of your feminine. You have a plan that's managing it so that you can date confidently, because it's not about being perfect. You don't have to be debt free to be with your guy. If you go on to, have a look on my YouTube channel. If you look under the it's either the playlist is either called Dear Katie or it's the Love and Relation. It's probably called Dear Katie or it's the Love and Relationships playlist, where I answer individual questions. I've answered a question on exactly that. No, you don't need to be debt free. But you do. What I would say, you're saying I'm not feeling worthy. Does that sound legitimate? Yeah, I would invite you to feel into, how does the debt have you feel? And how do you desire to feel instead? And what action can you take today to feel that? So if you feel like you haven't got certainty, you don't feel confident in your finances, you don't feel worthy, what action could you take today to have you feel those things? Like for me personally, it would be a debt management plan. If I have the plan, I know that the projections are that if I pay this much every month, by that date I will have paid it back. And I know that if I, at certain points pay in more, then by that date I'll have paid it back. But I'll have a plan and I'll know what I'm moving towards. That would have me feel safe and secure and confident. And then you might have to do some healing and clearing and self-forgiveness. Yeah, self-forgiveness is coming up for me there. You might have to do some forgiveness work around why you're in that situation and why you feel the way you do. Just clear that out energetically so that you can date confidently. Yeah, you don't want to bring the emotional baggage that you've got attached to the debt into your dating. Right? You want to feel like there's energetically clean and clear around it. There's no blame. There's no shame. Oh yeah, it can bring up so much, can't it? Debt. So I would invite you to do the emotional healing and clearing work around it as well. Debt is just debt. It's a thing. It's your emotional attachment and judgment around it, your emotional charge around it. That will be limiting you and holding you back, not the debt. Okay. I bet you anything as well, when you heal the emotional charge around it, the debt will clear way faster. Yeah. I send you so much love on that one. What was that? How did I miss that? Thank you so much. A plan sounds great. Self-forgiveness needed. Yeah, one of my favorite tools for self-forgiveness is using the Ho'oponopono prayer. If you've heard of it, the Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. Very powerful. Okay, darlings, now I really must go. I love you. Please share the decluttering that you're doing. If you're in my Evolution membership, let's get a little chat going around this. Here, if you've got any ideas for anyone else on great decluttering, please share it. Share this with your single girlfriends. Share the link to the Meet Your Soulmate Challenge with your single girlfriends. I'll see you there. We're going to have an amazing week together starting on the 1st of November. And otherwise, I'll see you next Wednesday on my next Cuppa with Katie. Love you, darlings. Have a good day. Bye.